Welcome to Coach Hayes Football Live. He can talk about anything from high school to the pros. This guy knows the game, so you better not be half-stepping.
I can guarantee you most of the audience is going to agree with me before they agree with you.
Strap in, because Coach Hayes is about to
crack your cranium and fertilize your brain. Go ahead and right here, right now.
Subscribe now and check out CoachHayesFootball.com.
Here we are, baby. Hour 2. We're here to talk about these Colorado Buffaloes, baby. I appreciate you if you've been hanging out with us, man. We got a new section, a new segment. It's the Coach Me Coach podcast. Like I said, we're going to consolidate a lot of this stuff in here, man, because we got to have more time to do some bigger and better things on this channel, man. And I love doing the live shows, but it eats up so much time, and I love y'all to death. But guess what? We can still spend that time together, but let's do it in the Discord, in the membership, part of the membership. $4.99 is $1.25 a month. No big deal. Also, game days, we watch all the big games. Hurricanes, Colorado, UCF, LSU, USC, Florida State gets smashed by Boston College. It don't matter. We in there, we watching it. So we're going to definitely make it happen. So I appreciate y'all, man. Let's jump on this. Let's talk a little Colorado football right quick. Colorado plays in a nail biter against North Dakota State. North Dakota State, everybody anticipated that they would play extremely well and tough, and that's exactly what they did. Now, Coach Hayes came out and said Colorado should knock their doors off. And unfortunately, that didn't happen. There was a lot of things that went on in this game, and I did a good, bad, and ugly. For those that are new to the show, it is a film review where I kind of break down the good plays, the bad plays, and the ugly plays. And so if you haven't checked that out, go check it out. All you got to do is type in Colorado versus NDSU and put Hayes behind it, and it definitely will pop up. We'll make it happen. So with that being said, there was a lot that went on in that game. Shedeur, like I said, he knocked their doors off, bro. Shedeur went through that game. He was 26 of 34 for 445 yards, 4 touchdowns, and a real fluke interception, I have to be honest. But Cam Miller, the quarterback, actually threw extremely well, and I think a lot of people didn't anticipate the passing game from North Dakota State. They anticipated more running, gap scheme, right? Kind of misdirection plays. Well, Cam Miller said not so fast. He was 18 for 22. Think about what I'm about to tell you. This dude missed 4 passes. 4 passes in that game. Now, you can say, oh, well, he dinked into whatever. He threw some down-the-field passes, whatever. 18 for 22, 277 yards, 1 touchdown. And the backup quarterback was 2 for 2. So they batting 1,000 right there. But when it came to the running game, Cam Miller, who's the quarterback from North Dakota State, put up 81 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then the running back had 9 for 33. The other one had 9 for 32. But let's talk about this. There's a lot of talk about Colorado upgrading. There's a lot of upgrade to Colorado, right? And I believe that, okay? Unfortunately, I don't think it truly showed. There were some pieces that showed, but there were some pieces that didn't even show up. I anticipated a lot more from the defensive line. I did. I anticipated more, even in the running game, as much as North Dakota State ran the ball, threw the ball. Like I say, they ran the ball for 157 yards. Okay, that's not crazy in college football, right? But I thought that when they needed to get first downs and do things, they moved the ball, right? They made plays happen. Also, Colorado shot themselves in the foot with some penalties, right? Times to get off the field. And I explain all this in the good, bad, and ugly. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time on North Dakota State. I think everybody's beating this horse. It's beyond dead. It's stiff. Rigor mortis and set in. The vultures then came and ate on it. So I'll just kind of briefly go over this, but I do want to get into the Nebraska part of this. But like I was saying, from the run defense piece of it, I thought they could have been a little bit more stout. Secondly, run offense was not impressive at all, right? They had a total rushing 23 yards of total offense. I'm sorry, total rushing offense. And that's including, 23 yards of total rushing. Shedeur was 6 for 17 rushing. Dalen Hayden was 9 for 20. Charlie Offerdahl was 5 for 15. Draylon Miller was 2 for 7. And Travis Hunter was 1 for 0. So you had a total of 59 yards, excuse me. It was 59. I don't know why it was 23 carries, 59 yards. I apologize. And the longest run was 11 yards. So here's what the question. I said things didn't pop up, things didn't show up. The running game was a huge question mark for this team. Shedeur throwing the football, I don't think is a question. I think everybody knows Shedeur can throw a football. Everybody knows Travis Hunter, who did a phenomenal. That dude crazy with it. I told Coach Prime, but you need to add a letter. You got a leader, a dog, and you need a P. The P for problem. And that's what he needs. However, I'm not saying they shouldn't have thrown it, but what I would like to see is a little bit more effort towards running it. And we had the same issue last year. Pat Shermer was there, but not the OC until the last, 2 or 3 games. So they didn't run the ball like they said. Now, I know Coach Prime said in his press conference, well, we got to get what they take, what they give us. The running game was there. Again, I'm going to say this. It wasn't a lot of negative plays on the running game. It wasn't. They just weren't pretty. And a lot of times we think things aren't pretty. Guess what? We abandon it. Also, what Colorado did well this game was not play behind the sticks. I think they only had 1 sack the whole game. I believe 1. Maybe 2, but one I definitely know of. So they didn't play behind the sticks. But they went 3 and out. You understand what I'm saying? Those are the type of things that happen. So, and then they score, and they score fast. I'm never going to hold anybody accountable for scoring fast. Like, I can't say, y'all scoring too fast. I never heard that. Now, if it gets down to close to the game and you score and they have the ability to score and you can kind of slow it down so you can get the last score, that's different. But I'm talking about if I'm in the first quarter, ain't no such thing as scoring too fast. I'm in the second quarter, ain't no such thing as scoring too fast. I'm in the third quarter, ain't no such thing as scoring too fast. If I'm in maybe the first 4 or 5 minutes of the fourth quarter, ain't no such thing as scoring too fast, depending on what this scenario is a little different. If y'all get where I'm coming from. The Geniality, appreciate the film review was great. Thank you, Geniality. I appreciate that. And a lot of good work goes into those good, bad, and ugly breakdowns. So make sure y'all check them out. Adam in the building. You like that singing, dog? Huh? Elevator music. I'm loving it. But anyway, they end up with a W, right? A win. There were some mishaps in there. There were some questions about Shedeur throwing the ball. He checked out of it. That's water under the bridge at this point. He said he learned from it, move on. It is what it is. But the 2 things that I wanted to see change did not change, unfortunately. Run the ball and don't create stupid penalties that gives the other team momentum. And we saw that. Didn't see a lot of it, don't get me wrong, but these were clearly things that you could help. Even the Daylon Hayes, the offsides that moved the ball that gave them more points. You got to be aware. It happens, right? I'm not tripping. But Shiloh Sanders, come on, bro. They let you get away with 2 stinking ones, maybe 3. And then you clean the dude clock for no reason. Those are the same type of things that hurt you last year. Same type of things that hurt this team last year. Being a GDI, a gosh darn individual. See, your individual effort hurts all people on this team wearing black and gold. Everybody that's wearing black and gold is hurt by an individual's effort. Not that you would make an aggressive, you trying to make a tackle and you got a face mask. I would never trip as a coach. I never tripped about that. You trying to get this dude down and you grab his face mask. I don't like it, right? But I got to deal with it. I understand. But late hits, hit out of bounds, all of that stuff. Come on, y'all. And I want to address something real quick. And it gets under my skin. People may not like it. I don't even care at this point. I am who I am. As they say, I'd rather you love me for who I am. Hate me for who I am than love me for who I'm not. So I'm going to say what I got to say. This whole thing about these referees They didn't call holding. No, they didn't. Mother. But they also didn't call holding the other way. No, they didn't call holding on Travis Hunter when they scored a touchdown. You're 100% right. But they also didn't call holding on the other plays. They didn't call the push off to the head. And I'm not going to go through each one of these. But what I will say is the referees evenly didn't call it both ways. So for all you people out here that's crabbing, well, the referees, shut it up. And you got podcasters out here doing it too. I'm calling you out. Shut that crap up, man. You over fandom. Call it for what it is. You punk mother. Because if you want to be honest, the same points that they gave up for holding were the same points we could take off the board for some of the stuff that was going on. Just calling it what it is. And I'm done with it. Let's get into Nebraska. The boys headed to Lincoln, Nebraska Saturday to play Matt Rule. Last year was Colorado's most convincing win against Nebraska in Boulder. I clearly thought that Jeff Sims, the quarterback in last year's Nebraska team, did Nebraska no favors. Jeff Sims was wearing gold and black under his uniform. He was playing for the other team. Now, that's not taking any credit away from Colorado. They came out, they balled, they made plays. Shador threw that thing, lit it up, did what they had to do. But I think this is a little different. Now, I know Dylan Raiola is a true freshman. I understand that. But I don't know if he's going to have the fumble-rooskies. The one Jeff Sims, Jesus Christ, how easy could you throw that interception just here? You want it? Here, you take it. That's meals, man. Huh? Come on. So I say all that to say Colorado's going to have to play. Now, if you didn't watch the UTEP game, okay, they ran the ball. And they ran the ball, I thought they ran the ball pretty decent. Pretty even team, as we saw. Now it's UTEP. I get it. It's also North Dakota State. Think about what I just said. Nebraska played UTEP, a G5. I'm not really getting into the numbers. But Nebraska put up 230, 223 rushing, 284 passing against UTEP. But Colorado put up 59 rushing, 445 passing. Yowzers. So I don't know, and I do have Nebraska winning this game, but I don't know how people think this is going to be a walkover. I may be wrong, and I'm okay with that. But I think Nebraska is a now better team, because these guys, a lot of these guys came back. The nucleus of their team came back. Yes, they have a freshman quarterback. And I watched him play against UTEP. Didn't look rattled, looked poised, looked like he understood. He's not as mobile as Jeff Sims by no stretch of the imagination, but he's a big kid. And I think they're going to lean heavily on their run game. I want y'all to understand how many people ran the ball for Nebraska against UTEP. Emmett Johnson had 8 carries. Dante Dowdell had 8 carries. Ramir Johnson had 11 carries. Gabe Irvin had 6 carries. Henrik Hartberg had 2. Maurice Mazuka had 5. Kenneth Williams had 1. Quentin Ives had 3. Jalen Gramstan had 1. Mekhi Nelson had 1. And then Dylan Raiola had 1 for -6 yards. $11 different people ran the ball for 47 attempts, 11 different people ran the football on that team. Now, again, I understand it's UTEP. I understand the score was clearly in hand. I get all that. However, there's a method behind this. Dylan Raiola on the passing side. 19 for 27, right? Missed 8 passes, 238, 2 touchdowns. I don't know where this goes. I still have Nebraska for the W. I'm not saying they're going to beat them by 1,000. Excuse me. It may be 7 points. I don't even know the line. What's the line? 9 points? We'll do that in the pregame. But I clearly think Nebraska is a different team. Also, going into Nebraska may be a difference, right? Going into Nebraska may be a game changer or a difference. Uh-oh. Y'all clap it up, man. GT Master gave out 5 football minutes. Come on, man. Kenneth Tongue just picked up one. Let's go, baby. Kenneth Tongue, who else going to get the next one? Still a lead. Let's go, baby. Who get the next one? Chris E. Oh, my God. Let's go. Chris E. I hope to God he come into the locker room. Chris E. is a huge Colorado fan. Shout out to Chris E. He made my first shirt, too. Who the next one? Come on with it. Who next? Is that all 5 of them? Chris E. And I think it does it random, or maybe he picked it. But shout out GT Massel. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate that. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Adam, why you laughing at Streamlabs? GT Massive gifted 5 membership to the channel. Why you laughing at Streamlabs, Adam? Talk to me, man. It's doing its job. Man, again, thank you, GT Massive. Appreciate that, brother. Thank you. Thank you. That's pretty cool, man. Appreciate that. Means a lot. Let me go ahead and open up this phone line real quick. 862-799-9956. Like I said, we'll open up the phone line if I can find it. Here we go. 862-799-9956. Go ahead and call in and start building up the queue. I do want to hear your score prediction. I want to hear your thoughts on the Colorado-Nebraska game. Once the queue starts building up, I got my timer. I got my little 2-minute timer. Hold on, do I got it? It's up here somewhere. There you go. I got my timer. See it right there? Huh? Y'all see it right here. So guess what? Be on point like Stacey Adams. All right? But once the queue builds up, we'll make it happen. It says CU +9. Coach, I'm not going to work. I'm not going to work Saturday. My car having a baby. Well, congratulations to your car, man. And maybe to you too. Now, I don't know how your car got pregnant. You need to leave that tailpipe alone, Gil. Gil, leave the tailpipe alone. You're doing too much. You're doing too much, Gil. But anyway, so back to Nebraska, right? Nebraska and Colorado. And this is a rivalry game, right? Rivalry game very early, kind of like Miami had against Florida. I'm interested to see how Nebraska attacks Colorado. Right? I'm interested to see how Nebraska attacks what they saw on film, right? I'm also interested to see how Coach Robert Livingston attacks Nebraska, because he with Silman Craig being injured early in that game, and I would assume he's coming back. I'm not sure, but I assume he's coming back. I want to see how he attack, because they clearly played a gang of man defense. I don't think they'll do that against Nebraska. I hope they don't. Because once you get guys run off with their backs turned, and as much as Nebraska was running the ball and how they were running it, and they got some big backs now, bro. They got backs 200, 223, 225, somewhere in there. They're not little dude. They're not scat backs. They're not 170. They got backs in the 200s. So it'll be very interesting to find out how Robert Livingston attacks them. Uh-oh, my bad. It'd be interesting to find out how Robert Livingston attacks their offense. It'll be interesting how the offense attacks that defense. Is Shador going to get his? Come on, dog. Come on. What Boosie say? Hold on. Let me get this thing. What Boosie's told the people?
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
You know Boosie know what he talking about? Shador gonna go out here and throw the ball. However, also I want to talk about this offensive line a little bit. I want to talk about where this offensive line stands. They did a decent job in protecting Shador. And I say that meaning, no, they did not give up the sacks. But there was a lot of, in my opinion, I saw a lot of collapse. There was a lot of collapse in the O-line. I talk about it in the in the good, bad, and ugly. The line collapsed. I thought both tackles gave up too much. At one point, both tackles were back-to-back. Shador stepping up, he's sitting in a bubble. So it's tight. And Shador took some shots. That he should not have had to take. Again, North Dakota State. I'm not downgrading them, but at the end of the day, with all this upgrade that Colorado has, as everybody been saying, he shouldn't have taken a lot of those shots. He got some sweet chin music, y'all, right here, right up under the chin. And one thing I'll say Shador has to do is protect himself. He doesn't protect himself. He doesn't. I haven't seen him slide. I don't think, maybe once. They played 12 games last year. He didn't play in 2 of those or 1.5 of those. He played in 11.5 games. I've seen him slide once. Got to protect himself. That one where he came up the middle, kind of broke it down, and the D tackle came from behind him. That's how you break a collarbone, baby. That's how you break a collarbone. I used to tell my players this, and I'll go into the phone line. 5282 coming to you. Give me 1 second. Go ahead and call in, guys. Build up the queue. 862-799-9956. I want to hear your thoughts on this. But I used to tell my players this. In a team game like football, you play hero. They make movies and books out of heroes. Because they're usually dead. They ain't there to tell their own story. You understand where I'm coming from? Oh, they hung up. Whoever that was hung up. 5282, call back. They make movies and books out of heroes because they dead. And I'm speaking figuratively, y'all. Y'all relax. Don't Twitter me to death. Don't all cap me in the chat. When you play hero, that's how you get hurt. You'll get hurt. I'm not saying you can't get hurt in the other way, but some of those shots you don't need to take. And that's just me talking to him. All right, I got another. Oh, I got Ohio player in the building. We got the phone lines open here, 862-799-9956. This is the recap and preview show here on Wednesday. For those that are new, we're just consolidating all 3 of the teams that we're featuring, which is Miami, Colorado, and UCF. We're now in an hour or 2 here talking about Colorado. Ohio player, what's on your mind, brother?
Hey, what's up, Coach Hayes? How you doing?
I'm doing good, my brother. How you doing?
I'm doing fine. I expect, a close game, but I do think the Buffs will prevail. I think if they run Hayden, I'm a big fan of Hayden from Ohio State. If they run him more, I think they'll be better off because he's a legit 4-star running back, and he played a couple of years ago for Ohio State, and they went all the way, nearly won a national championship. That was a close game against Georgia. But nevertheless, I think they need to run the ball more. If they double Hunter, that means Joe Horn is going to be wide open, and Webster's going to be wide open, and of course, Shador is going to exploit that.
Right.
Also, that quarterback from Nebraska is not a running quarterback. He is not a running quarterback, like that guy from North Dakota State. So, with that being said, that's what was messing up Colorado's defense. But the last 2.5 quarters, especially in the second half, except for that last drive, next to the last drive when they got a touchdown, they played pretty well. I think they found some chemistry, and it was gelling, and they played better defense than normal.
Okay.
But like I said, they need penetration on that defensive line and get to that quarterback. He is a freshman quarterback, a true freshman quarterback. So they need to get to him and get penetration on that defensive line. If they do so, I think, it'll be a lot easier on them.
Okay.
They need to run the ball more. I hope Shador can go on the center. That could really confuse things if he does that. But, that's neither here nor there. But if to get the running game going, that's going to open up the passing game even more. And, Shador going to get his stats, and I think it should be a 7-point victory, if not more, for Colorado if they do so. Now, that defensive backfield also needs some fine-tuning. But like I said, that was the first game. It was I think one of the quarterbacks or the safeties, he got hurt early in the ball game, concussion. So, Coach Prime did say that he was clear to play, to the practice the other day. So hopefully he's better off. And, if they get the defense to play like they did the last 2.5 quarters against North Dakota State, I think they will prevail. That's my take.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with your take. I think you have a very valid point. I just like I said, it'd be very interesting to see the amount of, because what you're telling me is what Colorado necessarily has to do. The question is truly, what is Nebraska going to do from a defensive line standpoint? Can they do what they did last year? Use 3, drop 8, right, and create pressure, right? Can they do those type of things? Do I think that Shador can still be successful throwing against 8 defenders? I believe that. The difference is being successful throwing against 8 defenders and getting pressure. That, and I think that is where the difference is, right?
Right.
In that sense, yeah.
Also, this is the last point. The quarterback last year, and he did throw a couple of touchdowns last year, but that offensive run, he did a quarterback similar to what Cam Miller did last week. He was a running quarterback, Jeff Sims. I'm not saying he was effective, but he did have a run for like 50 or 60 yards. If Colorado needs to clean that up, if they clean that up with them quarterback slants or sneaks, up the middle, and they got to have a linebacker or somebody to spy on that quarterback. If they do that, even though I don't think this ain't necessarily have to do that, because like I said, that quarterback is not a running quarterback. Dillon is not a running quarterback, but they do need a spy, and they do penetration. If they do that, then they'll be better off. And I think the defense has improved, and I will say they improved the last 2 quarters of that game, second half of that game, except for that one, touchdown. So
yeah, so
what, clean that up, yeah.
I was gonna say. So what I'll say is yes. I don't think you're worried about Dylan Raiola hurting you for long yardage, but if you don't, guess what? He can hurt you for the first down. If it's 3rd and 3, he should be able to fight for 3. Like if he maybe can do enough just to get you the first. I'm not saying he's gonna do what Cam Miller did and run it down at 25 yards untouched, but if you don't watch it, and again, I haven't seen enough college tape on Dylan Raiola to know everything about him. I did break down his high school tape, but that's high school. This is college. But I still think he's mobile enough to, if you don't watch it, 3rd and 6. If you're too spread out, it ain't hard to get 6 yards right up the gut if you're just running straight ahead. You're not trying to score. You're not trying to juke anybody out. Just get the 6 and get down. If you don't watch that, it can hurt you. That's true. So like I said, to your point, Ohio player, I think you make some very valid points, man. Real quick, man, before I let you go and get the next caller, 5282 coming on. What's your score prediction, brother?
I think it'll be somewhere like 31-24 Colorado, because if Nebraska's over 30 points, then hey, that's not going to prevail well for them. So I think if they keep Nebraska under 30 points, they will cruise to victory. I'm not going to say cruising as far as blowing them out, but they will win the game. So I think 31-24, 31-21, is sufficient, if the defensive line shows up.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I appreciate you, man.
Okay.
Thank you, Ohio player. Hey,
no doubt.
Keep playing, baby. Keep playing.
Right on. Right.
Yes, sir. All right, Ohio player in the building, man. 5282 coming to you real quick. GT says, we're going to see the coordinator is the problem again. I don't know. We'll find out. But as of right now, I know people don't want to hear this, but if I had to take a snapshot, just a snapshot of this year and a snapshot of last year, I won't say it's the same, but I will say it has some similarities. And I think that's a fair statement. If anybody disagree with me, more than welcome, call in right here, type it in the chat. Prefer you to call in because I like to have that dialogue. But at the end of the day, I'm just speaking about game 1, right? The carryover from last year to game 1 of this year. coordinators are different. Players are different. Team looks very similar. I didn't say it's the same, but there are some similarities there. All right, 5282, call or talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from.
What's up, bro? This is Mike B. I'm calling from Texas. I got a question for you, Coach Hayes. I see your respected voice on this YouTube platform.
Thank you, man.
Can you please make me understand what changed for Nebraska defense from last year to this year?
Nothing.
Nothing. So with that being said, why do people feel so confident like this game is going to be close?
Well, because you have to remember this too, and I think a lot of people don't, or maybe based on what how you're speaking, I'm only assuming this, is that you're looking at it one-sided. What you have to realize from Nebraska's defense, their offense did nothing to help them. They had 7 sacks in that game. They ended up running out of gas because the offense did nothing to help them. And so in any games, right? I don't care where you are. See, it's 3 phases, but they all work in unison, right? So if your team goes 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, right? Eventually you do get worn down because Colorado can score. That's never been an issue. The thing is, what people have to understand is when you turn the ball over, bro, you turn the ball over one time, I think all of them were at midfield. So now Nebraska's fighting a 50-yard field. You understand what I'm saying? When Colorado is trying to defend a 100-yard field. So all of that kind of plays off of each other. Does that make sense what I'm saying? No?
Yeah, it makes sense what you're saying, but at the same time, if I'm wrong, correct me. I think Nebraska, as far as winning wise, was one of the easiest wins that Colorado had last year.
It was because over time, like let's take a look at it. Going into the half, it was 13-0, right? Going into the half, it was 13-0. At the end of the third, it was 23-7, right? What I'm telling you is when you look at this deal, Jeff Sims was 9 for 15 for 106 yards and 1 interception. Okay. I'm trying to see the turnover thing here. I'm sorry. He had 2 fumbles lost, right? So he had an interception, 2 fumbles, and then the running back fumbled the ball. So they gave up 4 fumbles and an interception. 4. I'm sorry. They had 4. They gave up 3 and then an interception. So what I'm telling you is on the surface level, yes, it looks that way. The problem is if you looked at the game, you saw them get beat up and worn down and worn down and worn down. And therein lies the problem. And then if you go look at the play for play, they were getting pressure with 3 guys with 8 and D in coverage. And that was bad. Think about that. Only 3 guys are getting this much pressure. They had 7 sacks in that game. So
basically what you're saying is the defense looked at that bad because the offense was bad.
Over time, let's be honest. When you saw that game at the beginning, you have to be honest and say Nebraska defense was biting, right? And Colorado defense was biting. It was biting. They both were biting. But here we go, right? The very first drive, Nebraska goes 8 plays, they fumble. And again, I'm saying this not to take anything away from Colorado. I'm saying this to maybe help you, because you asked me to help you understand why the defense you said is better. I don't think it's better. Just like you asked me what makes them I said they're exactly the same. The difference is I think the offense helps them. So when I look at that,
giving them more rest, basically.
Rest, work, and potential scoring. Watch this. Their first drive, they had 8 plays, they fumble. Their next drive, 3 and out. The next play, 5 plays, punt. The next one, they go get down there, 9 plays, they missed the field goal. The next drive, they fumble. The next drive, interception. The next drive, 5 plays, punt. Right? That's the whole first half. Yeah. So think what I'm telling you. Yeah. Nothing you did on the defense helped you. Your first drive as Nebraska, you fumbled it. All right, it's the first drive, no problem. All right, the second drive, You go 3 plays. You only got 6 yards, 3 plays and out. Your next drive, 5 plays and punt. Your next drive, you get down there and miss the field goal. Your next drive, you fumble, right? And when they fumble, where did they fumble? They fumbled the ball on Nebraska's 29, right? At Nebraska's 29. So Nebraska's getting ready to go in. It looked like they probably about to score, and they fumbled the ball. Your next drive, 3 plays, you throw an interception at Nebraska's 23. See, that's my point. You're at Nebraska's 29. That means that you were 29 yards away from scoring, and Colorado ended up with a field goal out of that. You got the ball on the 29-yard line, and Colorado only ended up with a field goal. The next drive, after that fumble, they fumbled the ball, on the 29. The interception happens on Nebraska's 23-yard line. So now you get the ball on the 23-yard line. And guess what? Colorado scores. Remember, I told you about playing against a short field. The next drive is 5 plays and you punt. That's the end of the second quarter. You come out the second half, 4 plays, the long touchdown by Jeff Sims. Then guess what? Your next drive, 3 plays and you punt. The next drive, 3 plays, then you fumble. Right? The next one is 9 plays and you turn over on downs. The next one is 5 plays, turnovers on down. And your last drive, you score a touchdown. By that point, it's 36-7. So that's what I'm saying. Their offense did nothing to help them. And again, this is not taking anything away from Colorado, but I'm simply answering your question about why do you think Nebraska defense is going to be better? Because I think the offense helps them and not just unless they come out and do the same thing. Now, if they come out and fumble, interception, 3 and out, then Colorado should whip their behind.
Okay. So basically, the quarterback change is going to make a big difference. Is basically what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Guess what? Can I tell you something? I'm going to tell you a secret. Go look at Miami. 1 quarterback change. Quarterbacks make the difference.
Yeah, but Miami also got one of the best running backs in the country.
Yeah, no, I get it. But what I'm trying to tell you is, even with that, the quarterback made the difference. I think quarterbacks make the difference.
No, because if you being a coach, you knowing if you got a running back, it's more people in their box, so your quarterback gonna have a little more leeway.
I agree with that, but yes, I agree with you.
However, so by him having Martinez back there, it kind of lets him get a little more, freelance. With Shador, he kind of playing with some unknowns, so it's like
not according to the. Hold on, wait a minute now. Not according to the Colorado fan base. Not according to. Oh, okay. I just want to clarify. Okay, so let's take Miami away. We're looking for Fita from Arizona. Quarterbacks make a difference on a football team. And I'm not saying you got to have, like I say, J.J. McCarthy. He ain't a gunslinger everybody talking about, but he makes a difference. I'm just calling it what it is.
That's my argument against the Nebraska and Colorado game. Okay. I think our quarterback makes so much of a big difference that it don't even matter, honestly, because as a coach, and I know, a quarterback can change the view of everything if he's on. If the quarterback is on, it don't matter what type of defense or whatever y'all playing. He's gonna pick y'all apart and y'all gonna lose.
Correct, but then you got to remember you're not playing offense versus offense. So I agree with you. That's why I believe
Colorado gonna win, because their offense got to change. But I think our quarterback is so smart that he's gonna remember the weaknesses on their defense. And by the second quarter, much like this game that just passed, they're going to score on every drive.
Okay, no problem.
People don't realize Colorado almost scored on every drive this last game. They only punted the ball like once or twice.
And the score was still 5-point differential.
Yeah, but
that's
some of that because he threw a flip interception in the end zone. You got to come on now. Being a coach, that could have been 3 or 7 points. That was an off the leg interception.
I understand, but I'm taking you. You just said they're gonna score every drive, and I'm telling you that one drive. Yeah, but
what I'm saying, they're gonna get in position to score every drive. How about that?
Okay, I'm not gonna hit you with semantics. What I'm telling you is, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this back up. What I'm trying to tell you is I'm not talking about the semantics. What I'm trying to say to you is you look at it on the reverse side, guess what? The same thing. These dudes were back to back, and this is North Dakota State. Do you think Nebraska is better than North Dakota State? I'm just asking off the cuff.
Yeah, Nebraska is better than North Dakota State. They got better athletes.
That's what I would have said. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on. So if you think they have better athletes than North Dakota State, and I know we're talking on paper here, I'm not holding anybody to anything. But if you think that's the case, then my question to you then is, the problem is, were you satisfied with the run game or with the run defense rather?
The second half, yeah.
Okay.
Really, from the second quarter, 8 minutes on, they was pretty much lights out until that last drive. They didn't really give them nothing but a field goal in that last touchdown.
Okay.
And that was also playing back defense. That wasn't lockdown D like they was playing. You know, it was a loop. I think you even said it. Somebody just said they pretty much shut them out the second half.
Okay. And it's still.
And I don't think people realize how bad.
But that's my point. But that's my point. Hold on. But that's my point. If they still shut them out in the second half, they scored 6 points. They still only lost by 5 points, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying.
That's all I'm saying. So hold on. Even with the shutout,
you know, and I know a lot of people were also saying before the game. See, people can have it both ways. Oh, North Dakota State is a good team. Don't be surprised if they do this, and do that. But there was a close game. Oh, Colorado should have beat them bad. You can't have it both ways.
No, I agree. I'm not saying that they should have beat them bad. What I'm saying is taking that philosophy in what you said, carrying over to Nebraska. All I'm saying is look at what you're saying. I'm not saying you're right or wrong. We both know, neither one of us know until they kick that ball off on the tee tomorrow. However, this is a sports show, right? So we all gonna sit up here and you know what I mean, predict stuff. But we all try to use it based on our experience. And that's why I try to bring it in. Looking at based on what you're telling me, you're saying, okay, they score every drive. Okay, cool, no problem. I get it. But however, at the end of the day, they still only scored 5 more points.
Yeah, I mean, from that standpoint, and if you're not a casual, you know that the fluke interception was really supposed to be some more points.
That's fine. Okay, so guess what? Wait a minute. Okay, that's supposed to be some more points. No problem. So what more points do you want for that? You want to put 7 more points on it?
3. You can just give me 3.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
So now instead of beating them by 5, y'all beat them by 8. Fine, I give you that. Okay, I give you the 3 points. You say you want 3 points for the fluke interception.
A lot of people might say it should have been closer based on the program North Dakota State is and the program that Coach Prime is building. But I guess it's an FCS school, so people are going to say they should have beat them by this, and that.
Yeah, I disagree. I can. You wanna know why? Because with all all that was being said, all that was being hyped up, all that was being done. At the end of the day, brother, I just call it what it is. Colorado should have beat the bejesus out of these people. But hold up, wait a minute. I'm telling you, because some of the stuff y'all did to give up points were self-inflicted.
No.
Offsides, put them in position to score. Shiloh hit them.
If this was UTEP or any one of the other FCS schools that other teams were playing this weekend, then yeah. But North Dakota State, I think people got to go do their research. They got some ball players up there.
Okay. All right.
So for people to think they were just supposed to get ran over, now I'm in Texas. I know UTEP don't have nothing compared to what North Dakota State gets.
Okay. So
I think that's the conversation that people are not really having because they want to just judge Colorado. You understand what I'm saying?
I know, but in UTEP, the same school that Justin Mayer came from, and everybody told him he All-American. Now they trash.
Who said he was All-American? Listen, everybody that Colorado has it's basically second string players. They really don't have no starters. BJ Green, Hayes, and maybe Shiloh is probably the only 3 players on their defense that'll start on any other team. Besides that, they're playing with a bunch of second string players. Bro.
Okay, no problem.
Like, y'all got to stop.
No, I'm with you. I'm only based on, listen, I'm going off the people that watch all the well-off media. I'm going off all the people that watch that. No, I'm just telling you, all that you hear is what I'm trying to get people to understand. It ain't always what it seems to be. And it is what it is. I'm not tripping. Real quick, I just want to ask you this. We the only one on the line, so you're more than welcome. We continue to talk. But I do want to ask you, what's your Nebraska score prediction?
I got 31-17, Colorado. 31-17, Colorado.
Hold up. What's your name? Mike what? What's your name again?
Mike B.
Mike B. Now, Mike B., you just said 31-17.
Yeah.
Hold on now, Mike B., because I can't stay on here long. I got a UCF segment to do. But Mike B., you said 31-17.
Yeah.
And Nebraska is a Power 5 program, correct? Or Power 4, if you want to call it that.
I don't know what they call them. Based on what I seen last year, they ain't nothing. But I guess it's just they call them.
Okay.
So I guess so.
But so will we agree that they're a Power 5 program, that they're in the Big Ten? Is that fair?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
And you're going and the 31-26 score was right where you thought it should be for Nebraska. I mean for North Dakota.
I know it's gonna be no more than 7 points. I knew they wasn't gonna beat North Dakota State. They wasn't gonna beat them like that. No.
So
because I'm a realistic person. I know Colorado don't have that much talent defensively to just shut out certain teams like people want them to. So no.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I got you, Mike. I just want to hear this. So based on what you just said now, based on what you just told me, you knew they weren't going to beat North Dakota by more than 7 points. But you're saying they're going to beat a Nebraska 31-17. So that's
you said like the first question I asked you, you said nothing changed from the defensive side of the ball. No transfers, no freshmen, no nothing. Colorado will beat them by 2 scores.
And you are basing that on what?
Because based on the horrible offensive line play we had and the way Shador looked against them with that offensive line, I feel very confident in Shador this week. More than I did last week.
I agree with you. I agree. Shador's going to get his week in and week out. I agree with you. I would never bet against Shador as an individual. What I'm saying to you is I still have question marks on the defensive side of this. And as good as Shador can be, things still happen where you don't score every drive.
That's a fact. But I just think the offense is so potent. The connection with Horn and Hunter is so enhanced for as like they've been playing together, him and Hunter for years, and him and Horn have been practicing and playing. I don't think Nebraska even have a film. They don't have film on Shepard, and they got a little bit on Weston. So they really don't even know about those 2 weapons. Ain't nobody talking about that at all. All I keep hearing is Nebraska defense and his freshman quarterback. That's all I keep hearing.
Well, I'm gonna tell you about Nebraska running game. I don't know about it. Okay, so
if I'm right, would it be okay for people like yourself and others to say either Colorado pretty good or Nebraska overrated?
Okay, do me a favor. Say that one more time so I'm clear on how you said it. Say it again.
Basically, if Colorado win by 2 scores, is Nebraska overrated or Colorado pretty good?
I don't know if Nebraska's overrated. I can speak from me. I think Nebraska wins, and I will definitely answer this question, but I just want to lay some foundation first. I believe that Nebraska, in my opinion, why I gave them the win, because of the question marks I had for the defense. When I went in to look at the North Dakota game, those questions still were not answered for me as a whole. So now I have to go into the Nebraska game waiting for those questions to still be answered. depending on how these questions get answered for you, I could definitely answer that clearly. I can't say win or loss because guess what? I said the same thing last year, and I didn't know Jeff Sims was going to come out here and play for Colorado. Right? Jeff Sims went out there last year, and played for Colorado. Now, again, not taking anything from Colorado, but he played for the other team. So to your point is, I don't know until I truly see the game, and I would love for you to call in the post-game show and re-ask me that question, and I can definitely give you a solid answer. If Nebraska beat them by 35, fine. If Colorado beat them by 35, fine. I can now give you a solid answer, and hopefully some of my questions will be answered. I had 2 questions: offensive line, defensive scheme. And what I saw from the offensive line was a lot of bend, but not really broken, but a lot of bend. And I'm looking out of a lot of bend I'm not trying to downplay North Dakota State, but an FCS school, a small, you can't tell me that those defensive linemen were not smaller than your offensive linemen, just from a physical standpoint.
They were.
They looked like they was almost 20, 30 pounds lighter than Jordan Seaton, than Benson, than Tyler Brown. They were small guys. So what I'm saying is, with those smaller guys getting as much push and pocket collapse as I saw, what do I know about 0? What do I know about 9, who look like they twice the size North Dakota State defensive line is? And we saw what they did last year. Granted, I believe your O-line this year is better, but I also saw a smaller North Dakota State get a lot of push and penetration, also get a lot of hits on I won't say a lot, but they got some significant hits on Shador at the point at which he throws the ball. They got him flushed out the pocket with a smaller line. And now I look at Nebraska with 3 linemen and say, what do they do with these 3? I don't know yet. If I would have saw a real stout O-line on there, I'd have felt pretty good with Colorado. I don't know yet. So I'll just stick with my prediction.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So one more question for you, since you're a coach.
Yeah.
And we had this conversation earlier on another channel.
Okay.
Do you think Colorado didn't show their whole hand based on who they knew was next week?
All right. As a coach, can I tell you this?
I'm asking the coach. Yes,
no, I just want to say this. I never believed in that. But what I do believe is I don't have to show my hand if I don't need to show it. There's the difference. I never went into a game and said, I'm not going to show my hand, because I don't know what these son of guns going to come out and be. So it's like going to a gunfight with 1 bullet saying I'm the better shot than my opponent. And what happens that one day I just decide to miss?
Okay.
That's how I looked at it. Now, if I'm up 31-0, do I need to pull out everything on the playbook? No. That's when you don't show your playbook. When you are in a game at halftime, 20-17, and we still gonna stick with the mindset of, well, I just ain't gonna show everything. Make sure we don't show Nebraska. I don't believe in that. Now, eventually,
even if you're scoring on every drive and your offense is moving the ball,
bro, you can't say you scoring every drive. You scored 7 points.
Well, I mean, based on if you look at the game stats, Colorado only punted the ball once or twice. I can't remember them punting more than twice.
Yeah, they had a 4th and out. That's one drive did. So here's what I say. So you're telling me they had 2, 3, 4. They only had 5.
Most of their possessions in the scoring is what I'm saying.
Okay, let me do this.
You got to understand, they didn't have the ball.
I got it right here. Yeah, no, listen. First drive, touchdown. Second drive, touchdown. Third drive, turnover on downs. Fourth drive, punt. End of the half. First drive, coming out the half, interception. Touchdown, punt. So you said they score every drive. They had 1 punt.
Hold on, right there. The interception. It's the interception.
That's football,
that's
bro.
Still in the red zone about to score.
Okay,
so that would have been 3 straight scores coming into the second half.
Okay, you're right. So here we go. 1 downs, punt, in the half, interception, punt.
Touchdown.
And then they punted at the end. They end up punting at
the end. They punted twice, right?
They punted at the end. So I'm trying to hold on. So I'm looking at the drives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They had 9 drives in this entire game. And they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of their drives, they did not score. 5 of 9 drives, they did not score.
Then they kick a field goal too, right?
They kicked the field goal right before the half.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said 5 of the 9 drives only 4 drives they only
I'm sorry.
scored. How is that? 4 to 5. They 3-4 touchdowns and they kicked the field goal. That's 5 drives they scored.
Okay, watch this. I'll just help you out. Let me just put it on the screen. I know you can't see it. NASA, I'm coming, baby. Just put it on the screen. All right, and then we'll get up. Okay, here we go. Let me put this on the screen so we just be done with it. All right. Close this. Okay. Here we go. First drive, touchdown. Second drive, touchdown. Third drive, downs. Fourth drive, punt. Fifth drive, field goal, right?
Okay. Yeah,
next one, interception. Touchdown, punt. So 4 of 6. So they were 60% in scoring. Just roughly. I don't know the exact math. So that's all I'm saying. I'm not tripping about this. And this is fine. Yeah. Only thing I'm saying
is on
top
of the first interception. They was 60%.
Bro, if you want the free, it's life though, bro. Like, okay, it's a freak interception.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that.
Yeah, but that's the same way.
Hold on. It wasn't caught with hands. It was off somebody's leg. That's what I think.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I could just simply say the same thing. They were 4 yards from winning the game on the Hail Mary. Like, if we're gonna bring it up, like, I get where you're coming from, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, it's a stat, right?
Yeah.
And so that's just what it is. But that kind of stuff happens in football. In Nebraska, guess what? A ball may bounce off a dude's helmet, hit another dude's hand, and Jimmy Horn gonna catch it. What you gonna say? Oh, that was a fluke touchdown?
But that's not what my argument is. They was moving and in position to score with ease pretty much most of the time they had the ball.
They should have. No, there's no argument. They should have.
I'm saying is that the offensive line was not getting too many 3-and-outs and sacks. They was moving the ball. Like, it wasn't as bad as people. It wasn't like last year. I mean, I can understand Shedeur getting sacked and running crazy, but the offensive line, when we were running the ball, we was getting positive yards. When we were throwing screens, Shedeur got sacked once, so the offensive line wasn't that bad.
Gotcha. I hear you. Ouch. What the hell is that?
On top of throwing for 400 plus yards.
I know.
Offensive line you know as a coach, you cannot throw for 400 plus yards with a bad offensive line. Am I right or am I wrong?
Come on, dog. Y'all had really big plays. Y'all only had one drive that was a full drive. I'm not hating here. I just want to tell you something. And I'm not trying to be funny. This is why stats and stuff throw things off. When you look at drives, bro, like when you look, let's talk about drives. When you look at drives, 6 plays, 2 plays, touchdown. 6 plays, touchdown. 2 plays, touchdown. 4 plays, turnover down. 4 plays, punt. 8 plays, field goal. 7 plays, interception. 5 plays, touchdown. This was the drive right here. 17-play touchdown drive, right? So how you get 400 yards? Because y'all are more athletic than who y'all playing. That's why the score should have been 71-26. That's my point. My whole point. My whole point to you is
so Nebraska athletic. So you saying Shedeur should get 400 yards against Nebraska? That's what you're saying?
No, that's not
because they got athletic.
No, that's not what I said. What I'm saying is you played North Dakota State, who you guys were clearly more athletic than.
Okay.
Clearly more athletic than.
But what I'm saying is that Colorado does pretty much the same thing versus Nebraska. They more athletic than Nebraska is what you're saying.
They could
you can't have it both ways.
I can.
You got to pick one.
I can, because you can still be more athletic and not what you call it. Like, for example, you could be athletic, You can't tell me y'all ain't more athletic than North Dakota State.
Yes.
Okay.
By far.
By far. But North Dakota State was in this game because what? Why were they only? Why was North Dakota State in this game?
So they couldn't stop a running quarterback, basically. Honestly, and if you really want to be honest, as much as people like to say how much Sims fumble, they really couldn't stop Sims' lashes. He was running wild on them lashes.
Okay.
He was the only offense Nebraska had that I can remember. Where's an offense Nebraska had besides Sims doing the read option running the ball? They don't really have no offense last year.
You're right. Well, listen, we're going to push on. We're going to make it happen. Let me get the rest of these guys so I can get into the next segment, man. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you, man. Much love. All right, NASA in the building. NASA, talk to us. Give us your name, where you coming from. I'm so used to that. My bad. Talk to me, NASA.
I was the whole time while he was talking, I was writing down feats in history that's easier than getting Colorado fans to understand football. The lady swam across the English Canal. That's check. Black president, check. Russia put a monkey in space, check. We walked on the moon, check. All that's easier than get Colorado fans to understand football.
I never heard that in my life, NASA.
Jesus Christ. I mean, you couldn't write that down and put it in Buddy's face like they got out coached. If you got more talent than the other team, if you physically bigger and more skilled and more every goddamn thing across the board, and the team stayed in the game with you, you got out coached.
That dude said put a monkey in space.
They did. Russia put a monkey, a chimp in space. That was easier. You got 3 black women that found a way, the mathematical equation to get a man on the moon. 3. But you can't teach Colorado fans football in a year. These motherfuckers still stupid. And then they get on, then they call you proud too, like they know what they be talking about. And they sound like they're in the first grade in football school.
Hey man, I'm just a guy.
What's wrong with these people, man? I don't get it. I don't get it. But you know what? Listen, watching you on Colorado Night is the equivalent of me watching Fox News. I just watch it to get pissed off. Because I know I know somebody on Fox gonna say some stupid shit. And I know somebody gonna say something dumb on Colorado Night. I know it. It never fails. They just like Trump. They just like Trump supporters. The people delusional as hell. They are. They might well start wearing CAGA hats. Make Colorado great again.
What'd you say it again? What? MACA hat.
CAGA hat. MACA hats. Make Colorado great again. Because they just like Trump supporters.
MACA hats. MACA hats. You crazy, bro.
MACA hats. Bro, they just like Trump supporters, man. They act just like these people, man. You could tell them everything. This man done did this, this man doing that, and this is what's going on. They'll be like, nah, that's not true. And then you even get old ladies. Nah, baby, Coach Prime, he the greatest coach ever in the game of football. Come on, people.
Listen, I want them to win, NASA. I'll just say it like this, brother. I want them to win. I want them to be successful. But like I said, sometimes when we look at this game, and hopefully Mike B understands where I was coming from, you can't take the score last year.
You don't believe that.
What?
He don't understand. He don't understand that.
That's why I said I hope he understands. I didn't say
he sniffed glue. You could tell he do.
I'm just saying, I hope he understands that you can't look at the 38-16 or 7, whatever 14 score and equate it to how the defense played overall when you have to take into account when your team gives them the ball on the 29-yard line and the 23-yard line. You go out there, look at all the drives I went through and talked about fumble, interception, fumble, turnover down, 3 and out, fumble. So all I'm saying is all of that goes against your defense. And here's another piece I didn't even decide to bring up, but I'll say that people don't realize those same defensive players, they play on the punt team. They play on the kickoff return team. They play on the kickoff team. They play on the punt return team as well as the punt team. So all of that wears you down over time. And then you're getting demoralized because you just came off the field. You made a good stop. Y'all go 3 and out. You just come off the field.
See, I understand that.
Yeah, but you
just played football.
But watch this now.
Because what you saying, what you saying what happened to Nebraska is the same thing happened to Clemson Saturday.
There you go.
Same thing.
There you go.
They ran out of gas. They looked good the first half. They didn't have nothing because they offense would put on no points. So they just basically just wore them down.
Yeah.
Georgia didn't do nothing spectacular. They ran Clemson down. They just got tired.
They just wore them out.
That's the same that happened in Nebraska. And you trying to explain to him that nothing about the defense looked the same, but at the same time, without saying that the defense didn't play bad.
Yeah, they just got beat up over time. Bro, they had 7 sacks. Think about it. 7 sacks in that game. 7 sacks.
Coach Hayes, you flew a 747 right over that dude's head.
I know, bro. I like Mike.
Clean over his head.
But it's okay, man. I get it, dog.
Oh, yeah, it is. I couldn't do it. Like, I was like, well, these people, man, I swear, just like watching Fox News. Shador going to throw for 6,000 yards against Nebraska.
Yeah.
You people, man.
I hope he does. I mean, I say this with all honesty. I hope that they're successful. I hope that what I saw Robert Livingston do, like that whole thing when they say, oh, well, did they show everything? Bro, that irks me beyond belief. I'm never going into a fight with one bullet in my gun and it holds, I got a 30-round mag and I'm just going to put one bullet because I'm a sharpshooter. No, come on, bro. Come on.
But look, Shador Sanders probably is the best quarterback in football, arguably. After we seen what Cam did, but
he is.
But he bad. And Travis Hunter, man, I don't give a damn what they do this year. Buddy, a Heisman candidate. If they win 3 games, he should still be in New York, and at the end of the season. But at the same time, man, Colorado ain't nothing different. They still can't block. They can't run block. They can't pass block. They got a whole bunch of can'ts.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just looking at the shots that he took, those half steps, maybe with better athletes, because like he clearly said, they have better athletes. Those now become sacks. That's how I'm looking at it. Those half steps where he throws, like think about the long one to Jimmy Horn. He's actually getting hit when he throws the long one to Jimmy Horn.
He got hit a lot.
No, but I mean, he was in the process of like his arm is up getting hit when he throw. So that's what I'm saying. I just can't wait this Saturday. Become a member. We'll be in the Discord, rocking and rolling with it. We'll see my Miami Hurricanes. We're going to make some snakeskin boots about the Rattlers. Shout out to the FAMU Rattlers, man. HBCU in the building. But we're going to make some snakeskin. Listen, I already got some Gators. We're going to get us some. I got some 9 later orange and green Gators.
I watched that game 3 times. I was in the Discord, and I said, man, I ain't watching the game. I watch it, they lose.
I know, but listen, I got some 9 later orange and green Gators, and I'm going to get me a white snakeskin belt this week. And after that, when we go to play Ball Sack State, I'm gonna get a pretty long. Or they red? I get a pretty long. I will dye it. We'll dye that feather orange, because ain't they the bird cardinals or something like that? Yeah, we're gonna have a whole outfit.
I don't know what Ball State is. Yeah. What's they some type of bird? I know that.
Yeah, I think they sponsored by Manscaped. Everybody at Ball State got a Manscaped NIL deal.
Hey, Manscaped.
They got a Manscaped NIL deal.
Hey, let me ask you a question, because I wanted to ask you this earlier. Yeah. But I was doing my thing. I know you already did the Hurricane thing.
Yeah.
If this dude can walk out of here or at least a playoff win or now a championship win. Not saying they're gonna do it, because this is one game.
Mm-hmm.
And he get invited to New York. What you think is his legacy at the University of Miami?
Oh, he's stamped forever. He's stamped. He's stamped, dog. He's stamped. But listen, we got T-Wills. Y'all clap it up. T-Wills became a member in the building, man. T-Wills became a member in the building. Appreciate you, T-Wills. Thank you, T. Wilkes, for that. Appreciate it. But man, let me run these calls, man, because I still got UCF to do. I'm trying to knock all this out in one day.
All right, cool. I'll let you.
Appreciate it. We see you in the Discord, baby.
In the Discord.
All right, we in the locker room. 4326 coming to you. Call or talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from. And 0599 coming to you next.
What's going on, Coach?
What's going on? Who am I speaking to, brother?
This Key from Augusta.
Key from Augusta. All right, Key from Augusta. Talk to me.
What you make of the FSU struggles they haven't starting 0-2? And also, what's going on with Brian Kelly can't win the opening game since he's been at LSU with all that talent?
I don't know, brother. I have no idea. Hey, you got to come in there and make some games. FSU, we talked about it the other day. They struggling because of their quarterback. I don't know what I mean. They may not have as much talent as they had last year, but you got a quarterback that overthrows a corner route by 5 yards and nobody's around him. That's not that's not receiver talent. That's not blocking talent. Quarterback misses the throws. It's just what it is. He's not as good.
His confidence just gone. It's like his confidence probably just been taken away from him over the years, because we know he has the arm talent. And from what they say through all the spring and all that stuff, he looks good until it's time to play again.
Well, guess what? He's not a player then. Guess what? It's no different than the actor that in practice rehearsals can spit their lines. They know all this. Rapunzel. They get out there and be like this. They got stage fright, bro. So guess what? Unfortunately, see, when you're in practice, that's controlled chaos. You know those guys are not trying to hurt you, right? You know these guys are playing. I get it. But when you line up and them dudes got a different color jersey on than you have, they're trying to put you to sleep. They're trying to give you the sweet chin music. And some of those guys are not, you know what I mean? It's just like the dudes that could play this doggone video game that everybody went nuts about. You give them a helmet and a shoulder pads, they're looking like poor little Timmy. So it is what it is. The quarterback is the biggest problem right now when it comes to them. Hoodie girl, what's up, baby? I just see you in here. How you doing? Let's see what she say. FSU has 2 guys in their D-line that have hyped all summer, and they're complete bums. Shout out to Hoodie Girl. And I got your message. Thank you, Hoodie Girl. I appreciate it. Good, bad, and ugly. But yeah, let me get this last caller in here. You got another question? And then I'm going to get on to my UCF gig.
Okay. As a Georgia fan, it was always good to see what y'all Miami boys did to them weak-ass Gators.
Mm-hmm.
But how are you feeling about controlling the hype with yourself or not getting too high on the Florida win? Because even though, let's be real, y'all schedule is Sherbert, man. The shit's soft as hell. So y'all could win 10, 11 games. But how you see yourself managing not getting too high on the Florida win, even though it's the first week, and y'all did do it in a dominant fashion?
Did you say win 10 games? Did you just say win 10? Huh?
You don't think Miami can win 10 games? Y'all schedule easy.
How dare you try us with 10 when we go win 11, man? Stop playing with us, man.
Man, y'all know y'all are fooling. Y'all, you know, sometimes y'all.
I will take this.
Georgia Tech or Boston College, y'all here. Y'all know that.
Man, let me tell you.
You know the ACC, anybody's division, man.
Yes, you're right. I didn't mention their defense. Their defense sucks too. I said this the other night on the show about the defense. Florida State's defense was like trying to scoop up water with a spatula. That's what it looked like. And
I get they might lost a lot of players, but man, this looking bad. Like they just can't reload. If they develop, I don't know. They just look bad, man.
Gotcha.
If you blaming everybody, right? Him and Brian Kelly, they just blaming everybody in the press conference. It ain't a good look, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, that's on them. Them boys making millions of dollars. That's rich people problems. They'll be all right. But let me run, man. Let me get through these calls, man.
You take it easy, man.
Yes, sir. Thanks, brother. Go Kane. Get out of here talking about the Bulldog. Get that crap. All right. Real quick, I got 0599 in the building. Call or talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from. What's your thoughts on this Colorado-Nebraska deal? Zero 0599 going once. Y'all clap it up for Hoodie Girl.
What's up, Coach Hayes? Long time.
Been a minute. How you doing? Clap it up, Hoodie Girl. How you been?
I'm good. I don't make your lives a lot because I'm usually at work, but I do watch your stuff. Just so you know, I don't miss any of your stuff.
I appreciate it.
Make it on the live.
I appreciate it. We talking to a real Kane, a real graduate up in here that's got the paperwork on the wall. Talk to us, Hoodie Girl. What's going on, Melissa?
I got 2 of those paperworks on the wall.
Oh,
I'm a
2 of them.
grad from Miami.
Ooh.
Are you coming to the game this weekend?
I'm not, unfortunately. No, I'll be here for a while. I was in Florida. I was in what you call it? I was in
Game?
No, Canesville. Yeah, I was in Canesville. I went and talked to the mayor, and I slapped him across the face because he had heard. He said he was the mayor of Gainesville. I said, "Sir, you are no longer the mayor of Gainesville. It's Canesville." And he said, "No problem," and escorted me out with the police. But other than that, I'm all right.
I would have bailed you out, Coach Hayes.
I appreciate that.
But I had to get a call in after that butt whipping we put down on the Gators. You know, this past weekend.
Yeah, it happens. It happens real quick too, didn't it?
I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous because Gators fans were talking a big game, and like I knew on paper we had the roster, but until we see it, I was like, all right, is this gonna be close? Like. I mean, I knew Cam Ward was good. I didn't know he was going to be that good. I was actually mad that we gave up that long touchdown, I was like, oh man, are we only going to be up 7 going into the half? That's terrible. But Cam Ward was like, no, we ain't having any of that. But going into the second half, I was pretty confident after we scored on that first drive. I love that both halves we came out and scored touchdowns and made it look easy. Mm-hmm. So there was never really a question. Our offense looked awesome. And I think Isaiah Horton is going to be a beast.
Definitely. And the Lofton too. Elijah Lofton looks smooth.
Oh my gosh. Man. That kid's 18 years old and he's a grown freaking man.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks smooth too. He didn't look freshman like. The way he navigated through, drove behind his pads. I was excited, man. Shout out to him.
Well, they said on the commentary that they clocked him at like 20 miles per hour in practice. I was like, there's no way somebody that like big and built should be able to run that fast. It's like not human.
That boy running past school zones, man. He doing too much though.
But we have so many like options on offense. I mean, you got Fletcher and Martinez. Yeah. I don't think we've even hit the surface with Chris Johnson. I think when we play some other teams that have some inferior D lines, I think we're going to see him out there. I think our running back room is stacked. We have different specialties with receivers. X is Mr. Reliable.
That's right.
Can catch anything, can make anybody miss. He literally made that dude like tear his ACL.
I know, right?
Horton, I think, had one of the best catches of the day with that perfect throw on the sideline from Cam, that over the shoulder catch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was him, that catch, and then the Jacoby George catch in the back of the end zone. Like those 2 catches were ridiculous. I was so impressed by our offense and our offensive line. And then I don't think anyone can really talk shit anymore about our secondary. I think they had a point to prove, and I think they proved it pretty good.
I love it, man. I'm super excited. I can't wait to watch every Saturday, Friday night, whenever they play. They can play on a Tuesday morning. We can wake up and make it happen.
I will be at every home game, tailgating in Green Lot. You're always welcome to come join us. Grab some beers or some food.
That's right. I can't wait. We'll definitely be down and make it happen. But when I get down, I'll be working, man. I'll be on the camera and I got all kind of footage. The funny thing, I got a bunch of footage from UF. Again, trying to edit that, just trying to find time to get that. I still haven't gotten that out yet, so I'm trying my best.
I gotta make sure to update the picture on my wall of fame. So you gotta stop by my tailgate at some point.
I
got
definitely
one of us
will.
on there now, but we gotta get a new one every season.
Well, let's do it. We'll definitely make it happen. And I saw your picture on Twitter where you were in the Orange Bowl when you were a student. I saw that picture on Twitter. Yeah, I've been following too, man. Well, like I said, Melissa, I appreciate it. Let me roll on through here and we'll make it happen. Y'all go check out. You still doing some YouTube shows or no?
Yeah, I'm on the 5 Reasons Sports Network. If you check that out on YouTube and just look for the Buckets podcast, we bring you all of your Canes basketball content.
Well, 3. I'm loving it. Appreciate it, Minister. Thank you so much for coming by. Tell everybody else I said hi.
Thanks for taking my call, Coach H. You're the best.
No problem. Thank you, man. She's the best.
Bye.
All right. Yes. All right. Here we go. Real quick. I know people trying to call in. Coach, I got to be disciplined. I know you last 2 people have called in, but you got to be quick. I'm putting a timer on you. 2 minutes, and I'm out of here. 0658. Next one in the queue. Call or talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from. You got 2 minutes.
Oh, hey. All right. I'm calling from Los Angeles. And yeah, I just want to speak on the I just want to speak on the Nebraska and Colorado thing just real quick, and then I can have your face. Sure. I appreciate you for taking my call.
You good.
I just want to say I think Nebraska has a very sound defense. You know, like I'm rooting for Colorado, but I'm just looking at what's on paper compared to what we've seen last year. You know, like the offense couldn't get anything going. They tried to believe in a few quarterbacks that couldn't get it going, but I think this Raiola kid is going to be pretty good. He's going to be a real challenge for Colorado's defense. I want to see the D line and the linebackers improve this week because that's going to be pivotal. That's going to be real pivotal to success. But offense, damn fireworks every time they step on the field, or for the most part at least. What do you think about that, Coach?
You said the last part of what? It sounds like you in the car driving. Said the last part is what now?
Yeah, sorry about that. No, I said the offense is explosive. It's fireworks for the most part every time they step on the field. Just I would like to see them establish that run, this week.
Listen, I agree with you. My question is, and I have to just be very honest, this question needs to be answered. Like that big play to Jimmy Horn when he came across on that post, Shedeur was getting hit. Shedeur has strong enough arm to get it out there. Like, to me, bigger, stronger, faster opponents, that's a different outcome. I'm not trying to take anything away, not trying to keep saying this and giving disclaimers, but we got to call it what it is, right? You're playing smaller opponent. They clearly were smaller opponents on the front D line, and we're getting a lot of push and penetration to the O line. Shedeur took some shots. So if he's taking shots from, as we clearly could see, smaller, underweight opponents. I'm not saying they're 110 pounds, but they were clearly smaller than the offensive line. What happens when bigger O-line get there? That's all. That I don't know the answer yet. We'll find out Saturday. But until then, in meantime, in between time, that's all I can assume. But, and do they have a high power? Sure, they can score at a drop of a dime. They got speed, power, all that. But you still got to be able to run the football. You can't walk out with 50 yards of rushing out of like five runners or whatever. Yeah.
Right. I agree with you, Coach. Right. I think if you're taking my call, I ain't going to be no longer.
No problem.
Thanks, Coach.
Anytime, brother. Thank you for that, man. Thank you for adhering to the 2 minutes. Right on time, man. All right, let me take this last call and we make it happen. 0599 and we get into UCF. 0599. Call or talk to us. You got 2 minutes.
What up, Coach? What up? This is out in Arizona.
Talk to me, man. All the way in Arizona. What's up with you, brother?
So I'm gonna first say about the Colorado and Nebraska. So a wild hair for Coach Prime gonna be his other son, the safety. He's gonna cause a lot of penalties for them. A lot of penalties. And I really don't care about Colorado now. I'm always a Canes fan, so I'm talking about the Canes right now. And one thing I just wanted to know, did you hear Cam and Mace talk about on what it is about Cam being a 9-year senior playing football?
I didn't hear. Did they had a segment about that?
Yeah. So they try to make it a big deal because you know Stat Baby went to Miami. She's alum at Miami. Okay. So they try to make a big deal like, man, it's crazy. Miami got a player that's 26 playing with 18-year-olds. I'm like, do y'all not remember Florida State had a 28-year-old out there as a quarterback?
Yeah, you talking about Chris Winkie and them? Yeah.
Yeah. Like Chris Winkie was 28 out there playing with 18-year-olds. Like y'all act like Cam was the first player that ever to be 26-year-old to play college ball. I'm like, wow, man. I fuck with Cam and Mace just like I mess with Cam and Mace just like I mess with you know what I'm saying? But it was wild. I was like, man, I wonder if Coach Hayes done heard this.
No, I didn't hear the well, what do they call that podcast? The Cam, what was Cam and Mace?
It is what it is.
It is what it is podcast. Yeah. No, I didn't hear their podcast. I have to be honest with you. Now, the difference between Chris Winkie, he was playing baseball, I believe, first. So he hadn't played 9 years. He wasn't part of a team for 9 years. And shout out to Cam McCormick, man. I mean, I get it, bro. I guess. But
man, he got dog.
9 years,
dog, man.
9 years,
this
dog.
Is our year.
Hey, shout out to Cam. That boy on the all-decade team and was there every year. I just said, though, like, hey, if they allow it, I ain't tripping, man. It is what it is.
No, why trip? But one thing I just want them to do, just take over. You know what I'm saying? If you're 26 playing with kids, run over them like they kids.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
Yeah. Hey, that's interesting right there, man. That's interesting, man. Like, yeah, that's a lot. I ain't never heard 9 though, bro.
But you got to also look at all his injuries. You're saying he only played 13 regular games in his whole 9 years. 13 regular games. So
you know what? I have to say this. I really don't know his story. I know he was injured. I know all of that, but I don't know what his injuries were. And I'm not going to get into it now, but I need to research that, what his injuries were, as
research that. He had some ACL and had like a couple injuries, man. Then COVID got him, you know what I'm saying? You know, so
yeah, but that put you at 8.
It gave him eligibility, so you know he took what it was. That man trying to make it to the league.
COVID gets you 8.
Like COVID got my son at least 6 years in college.
Jesus. All right, man. I appreciate it, man. Let me pop on over here to these Knights, man. Let's see what they're talking
about.
Go
Canes.
Appreciate it, man. Go Canes, man. All right. Good call here. I knew this first one was going to be a little rough. I get it. Because people just talking and I love it. And I'm not really tripping out. You can have segments. You notice the colors changed? Did y'all notice that? You notice the hurricane thing went away? And people don't care. They don't care. I'm going to talk about my hurricane. I'm going to talk about Colorado. They don't care. Even change the color. Look. See the gold and black? They don't care. It's all good, though, baby. It's all fun. It's all what it is. All right. Let me get into the next part of here is UCF. Y'all hold, please, for the elevated music.